What is ChatGPT doing to how we think and learn? In just a few years, ChatGPT has gone from a novelty to a mainstream tool for work, school, and creativity. Millions now rely on it for everything from brainstorming to writing essays to coding software. But as its use becomes widespread, so does the debate about what it's doing to us, intellectually, socially, and even ethically. Some hail it as an innovation that democratizes intelligence. With a few well-phrased prompts, anyone can access complex ideas and high-level reasoning. It levels the playing field in a world where information is power, but others argue that it's becoming a crutch, one that threatens our ability to think critically or solve problems without digital help. This isn't just about a single app, it's about how AI is reshaping human cognition and daily life. Are we offloading too much thinking to machines? Are we learning from AI or simply copying its answers? These questions are becoming urgent as AI continues to evolve at an accelerating pace. And there's another layer. In 2025, with former President Trump pushing aggressive AI initiatives and global competitors like China racing ahead in AI, how we use these tools now could shape our economic and educational future. Will we lead in smart AI use or fall into intellectual complacency? Let's break it down section by section, because the way we think about AI might say more about us than the machines themselves. Are we learning more or thinking less by using AI for answers? ChatGPT is undeniably impressive in its ability to respond instantly and comprehensively. For students, professionals, and even researchers, this can be an enormous time saver. But when we outsource our thinking, what happens to the skill of reasoning through a problem ourselves? The danger isn't the tool, it's how much we rely on it. Historically, each leap in information access, from printing presses to Google, sparked similar concerns, but those tools still required active engagement. ChatGPT often encourages passivity. You ask and it answers, end of interaction. Over time, this dynamic can blunt our curiosity, subtly training us to accept polished answers instead of probing further. Moreover, when users don't fact-check or critically assess ChatGPT's output, they risk internalizing errors or half-truths. This can degrade public discourse and lower the quality of decision-making across society. It's not just about getting information, it's about developing wisdom. Some educators and employers are already seeing signs of this shift. Essays written with AI often lack depth, and business memos generated with ChatGPT can feel generic. The work may be technically correct, but it lacks insight, the kind that comes from human experience, doubt, and struggle. Yet, it doesn't have to be this way. If we treat ChatGPT as a partner in thinking rather than a shortcut around it, it can help us sharpen our reasoning instead of replacing it. Like a personal trainer, it should challenge us, not do the heavy lifting entirely on its own. Is ChatGPT creating a new class of thinkers, or just a new class of copiers? As AI tools become more widespread, a new divide is emerging. Those who understand how to prompt and build with AI, and those who rely on it blindly. The former are enhancing their thinking, the latter risk becoming dependent. This is already reshaping how people approach knowledge and productivity. Prompts are the new literacy. Those who master the art of asking smart, layered questions get better results from ChatGPT. This means the AI actually becomes a mirror, reflecting the depth of the user's own thinking. But those who use it like a vending machine often receive shallow responses and learn little in the process. This divide is particularly visible in schools and workplaces. Students who explore, tweak, and challenge ChatGPT's responses often outperform those who just copy and paste, while in the workplace, employees who use AI to accelerate their thinking shine, and those who use it as a crutch fall behind. There's also the risk of prompt inequality. Those with better education or digital fluency are more likely to use AI effectively, possibly widening existing educational and economic gaps rather than closing them. It's no longer enough to ask a question, you need to know how to ask it well. Ultimately, this isn't just about tools, it's about agency. Are we using ChatGPT to think better or letting it think for us? What happens when we skip the struggle of learning? The process of learning is built on failure, confusion, and eventual clarity. ChatGPT often removes the messy middle. This can feel efficient, but it also bypasses the very friction that makes learning meaningful. Are we losing something important by skipping the hard parts? Think about how math used to be learned. Struggling through a problem built deep understanding. Now, ChatGPT can provide not just the answer, but a perfectly worded step-by-step explanation of how we got there. That's useful, but without effort, the knowledge probably won't stick. This also affects confidence. When users always turn to AI for explanations, they may develop digital learned helplessness, or the sense that they can't solve problems without help. Over time, this weakens self-efficacy, especially among students who are still developing foundational thinking skills. That said, AI can also act as a tutor when used correctly. It can guide a learner through a concept, ask probing questions, or provide alternative explanations until something clicks. The key lies in how interactive the experience is and how willing the user is to engage. So the challenge is balance. Use ChatGPT to supplement, not replace engagement with complex ideas. Otherwise, we risk producing a generation of surface learners who know the facts, but can't explain why they matter. Is AI expanding our imagination, or simply taking its place? One of ChatGPT's most celebrated abilities is helping users write, brainstorm, and even create art. For many, it's a powerful co-creator, unlocking new ways to explore ideas. But for others, it raises a troubling question. If AI can be creative, what happens to human creativity when it's used? Creativity isn't just about producing something new, it's about the process of discovery, a process that often involves uncertainty, emotional risk, and the courage to fail. When ChatGPT delivers a polished poem or a business idea in seconds, it can feel like we're skipping that human journey entirely. Some worry this makes creativity start to feel like a formula. You just type in a prompt and you get a product. Over time, that may discourage people from exploring their own ideas or pushing past possible mental blocks. If we no longer have to fight for the words or images, are we still creating, or have we moved to just curating? On the flip side, many creatives use ChatGPT as a launchpad. It helps them get past writer's block, or to generate additional options they hadn't considered before. Used thoughtfully, it can amplify one's creativity instead of replacing it. Ultimately, the tool is only as limited or as bold as its user. AI isn't a threat to creativity, it's a test. Will we use it to deepen our originality or to surrender it? What role is current government policy playing in shaping how we use AI like ChatGPT? In 2025, Trump's return to power has brought a new wave of investment and focus on AI development. His administration has rolled out aggressive support for AI innovation as a national priority, economically and strategically. But what does that mean for how Americans interact with AI? Trump's messaging emphasizes American leadership in AI, often contrasting it with China's centralized approach. He argues that AI leadership will strengthen U.S. jobs, education, and defense, but critics warn that his policies prioritize tech dominance over thoughtful AI integration into society. They argue it's putting speed over scrutiny. Some of the administration's funding efforts have expanded AI access in schools and rural areas, aiming to close the digital divide, help more Americans engage with tools like ChatGPT, and not limit its use just to elites in tech-savvy cities. But again, access doesn't guarantee AI understanding or wise AI usage. There are also growing concerns about AI regulation or the lack thereof. With fewer guardrails, misinformation, bias, and over-reliance on AI could all become more pervasive. Critics argue that promoting AI without robust education around its use is like handing out power tools without safety instructions. So while Trump's AI agenda may strengthen the nation's global tech position, its long-term impact on how everyday Americans think, learn, and relate to AI is still uncertain. Does relying on AI make us feel more connected, or are we feeling more alone now? ChatGPT is incredibly good at mimicking human language, but it's still a machine. As people spend more time interacting with AI, especially for emotional support or conversation, the line between human and digital relationships blurs. What does that mean for our social skills and our sense of connection with others? Some people now turn to ChatGPT for comfort, advice, and even companionship. This can feel safe and judgment-free, especially for those struggling with mental health or social anxiety, but it also raises the question, are we replacing real relationships with convenient, unreal ones? Over time, constant reliance on AI interactions may weaken our sense of empathy. Real human relationships are often messy, unpredictable, and require lots of effort. In contrast, ChatGPT doesn't push back, misunderstand, or challenge us emotionally. It's frictionless, which is incredibly seductive. Studies already suggest that frequent AI use for communication can lower tolerance for difficult conversations with actual people, contributing to increased isolation and decreased emotional resilience, especially in younger users. So while ChatGPT may help people feel less alone in the short term, overdependence on it could lead to long-term disconnection from real human communities and ourselves. Are we teaching students how to use AI or just letting them use it on their own? Schools across the US are scrambling to adapt to ChatGPT. Some ban it outright and others embrace it, but most are still figuring it out. The key question isn't whether students will use it, but whether they'll learn to use it well. Some teachers now design assignments that require students to explain their prompts, critique AI outputs, or to compare their own work with ChatGPT's. These approaches treat AI as a learning tool, not a shortcut, but they're still the exception, not the rule. Parents, too, are wrestling with several questions regarding AI. When should kids be allowed to use it? How much use is too much? And are they learning or just copying? It's tough to draw the line in a world where AI is available on every device. The risk is creating a lost generation of thinkers who have tremendous amounts of information at their fingertips, but lack the discipline and creativity to make sense of it. Without intentional guidance, we may unintentionally raise children who depend on AI before they develop their own independent thought. The solution? Don't fear it. Teach AI, challenge AI, and use AI as a tool to develop deeper skills, and don't use it just to finish your homework faster. Are we the masters of AI, or are we slowly becoming its followers? ChatGPT is neither good nor bad. It's a reflection of how we choose to use it. Like a mirror, it can magnify our strengths, or expose our weaknesses. Whether it makes us smarter or lazier depends less on the tech itself, and more on the habits that it encourages. Used with intention, ChatGPT can boost creativity, accelerate learning, and democratize knowledge. It can help us solve problems faster, explore more ideas, and communicate more clearly, but without any guardrails, it can also erode our ability to think, reflect, and connect meaningfully. The danger isn't just intellectual, it's cultural. If we let AI replace struggle, depth, and human effort, we risk losing the very traits that make our minds powerful. If we rely on AI to handle conflict, thinking, and emotions, we will grow more fragile, not more capable. This is where leadership matters, not just from politicians, but from parents, teachers, creators, and thinkers. Will we shape AI or let AI shape us? The truth is, ChatGPT won't make you smarter or lazier, only you control that. So, do you think ChatGPT is making you sharper or lazier? Let us know in the comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notifications bell to join the conversation on tech, society, and what it means to be human in the age of AI. And share it if you found this video thought-provoking, and help others think deeper too. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.